Hi, I'm Iris. Today I'm doing a soft winter makeup look that's natural and easy to wear every day. Nothing too heavy. Just something simple and flattering. Let's get started! First, I prep my skin with this Korean lotion called Ingredients instead of primer for a glowy, dewy finish. Apply evenly and massage it into the skin. Give it a few minutes to dry naturally. Next, I apply a lip balm. This is always part of my makeup routine. I'm using the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in color 3.75 today. It's my comfort foundation whenever I want an easy win. I'm using a flat brush to spread the foundation out for a thinner layer. Now I'm using a sponge that I ran through water beforehand, then squeezed to tap the foundation onto my skin. You can also mist your sponge with a facial spray or a setting spray instead. Next, I'm using this viral cream concealer in Asia, called T-Fit in GRWM. It has 3 shades for different purposes, and I'm using the middle shade. First, I apply it to the fine lines under my eyes, my chin, and any blemishes. Next, I use a concealer brush to gently tap and blend the product along the fine lines and under the eyes. I try to go slowly and gently in this area for the most seamless result. You don't need a lot of product in this area. Moving to the area around my chin, I continue to use the brush to blend the product out. Then I'm tapping over any blemishes without disturbing the base. Moving on to the eyes, I'm using Natasha Denona Glam Palette today. I love her eyeshadows, the textures and color story are excellent. First, I'm going in with the shade Blend. It's a great base shade. I'm applying it to the crease of the eyes, then blending softly above the upper lash line using small circular motions. Next, I'm taking the same shade along the lower lash line. Now I'm going for a deeper shade this time called Smoke. I use a clean brush to apply the product to the crease and outer V. Keep a light hand and blend carefully to avoid harsh dark spots. Moving to the lower lash line now. You can also switch to a smaller brush for more precision. Next, I'm using the shade Inner Corner and applying it to the center of the eyelid. I like using a small, flatter, dense brush here to gently blend from the center of the eyelid toward the outer corner for a really smooth finish. The flatter shape lets you control where the shimmer goes, helping it sit evenly on the lid. Next, I'm using a dark brown eyeliner from ELF, Coffee, to line just beneath the upper lash line. I keep it close to the lashes for definition, then extend it slightly upward to create a soft, subtle wing. I'm taking a small brush to extend the wing just a bit farther into the outer V, adding a subtle lift while softly blending out any leftover product for a smooth finish. Next, I'm going in with my favorite brown liquid eyeliner from Kiss Me Heroine. I work slowly to create a defined wing, gradually building the thickness to keep everything clean and precise. To define the eyes, I apply more of the shade Smoke along the lower lash line, focusing on the outer third and keeping the rest soft. Next, I'm using the same ELF eyeliner from earlier to subtly create a line that mimics an under-eye bag. This technique is popular in Asian makeup and helps create the appearance of larger, more open eyes. Try it next time you do your makeup and see how it works for you. Now, I'm using a small brush to apply the lightest shade from Judy Doll's blush palette, 01, to the center of the lower lash line and over the under eye line I just created. Moving on to the brows, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Pencil in medium brown today. Then I use the ELF Wow Brow Gel in neutral brown to enhance my brows, giving them a fuller look while keeping them in place. Next, I curl my lashes with my favorite Tweezerman curler, then apply the Kiss Me Heroine mascara, starting with the upper lashes, then to the lower one. And do the same to the other eye. For contour, I'm using Judy Doll's Highlight and Contour Palette in shade 01, blending gently along the cheekbones, jawline, and sides of the forehead. I forgot to mention that I'm using both the dark gray and the lighter gray shades for this. I'm contouring my nose using the same shades as the rest of my face. I start by drawing 2 thin lines down the sides of my nose, then blend them out to keep it natural, like a true shadow. For the tip, I add a tiny U shape and a thin line to close it for a natural lift. Next, I'm using Judy Doll's blush palette. I start with the light peach shade, applying it to the top of my cheekbones and blending it out evenly. I continue with a new brush and apply the dark peach shade to the highest point of the cheekbones, blending it upward gently. Try to use a light hand at this step. To highlight the inner eye corner and enhance my under eye bag effect, I use the shimmery shade from Judy Doll's Highlight and Contour Palette. Now for my favorite part of the makeup, highlight. I'm using the Glint Stick highlighter in Dewy Moon. I use my finger to warm up the product first, then gently tap it onto my cheekbones. This helps prevent the base from breaking apart. Then, I apply a small amount to the tip of the nose and the upper third of the bridge, keeping it subtle so it doesn't look like a stripe. Switching to the other side now, and adding some on the brow bones. Some to the Cupid's bow, and some to the center of the chin, the area that naturally catches light. This highlighter gives a natural glass skin effect. As it settles into the skin, it becomes even more glowy. For the lips, I'm using the Revlon lip liner in Nude, slightly overlining the center and blending inward for a fuller look. Next, I use the MAC Powder Kiss Velvet Blur Slim Stick to create a nude base. I love this lipstick. The texture is very smooth and supple. Then I use a brush to blend out the center for a fuller look. At this stage, you can stop here by applying the Essence Extreme Shine Volume Gloss in Crystal Clear, or add a bit more dimension by moving on to the next step. A little tip: apply the lip gloss just to the center of the lips for a more natural fullness. For a deeper winter lip, I add this YSL in 14 Nude Tribute to the center for a soft ombre and a pop of color. It's smooth, pigmented, and feels very luxe. Once everything is set, I finish with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray to lock everything in place and give the makeup a seamless final touch. And that completes the makeup look for today. Let's take one last look.